And we're live in 10, 9, 8.
Justin, we are live, dude.
6,
and there's a camera to your right.
4.
We're live.
Go.
Just
dude, over here. You gotta turn. Don't look at the buzzsaw.
Hey!
Over here.
You guys get here.
We've literally been here the whole time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome Ryan and Rob to the Protecting Weak Infants podcast. Today, we're going to talk about pandas working intensely.
Whoa. I feel like you're trying to address some sort of acronym here. What's going on with this, Justin?
No. We're just we're worried about princes wanting isolation and people walking immaturely.
Or Rob peeing with intensity.
Peeing with intensity. Also, pillows waving infants. Or would it be pillow waving infants? That makes more sense.
That makes more sense. Yeah. I'd go with that.
Yeah. So, all about PWI today.
But hang on, you gotta say welcome to Better Than Broadway. That's in the contract. You have to say that.
I literally said that. Rewind it back. I said that.
You didn't. You did not.
I said that. Was that in my head?
Yes.
Welcome to Better Than Broadway with Justin, Ryan, and Rob. I hope I got that right. Where are you at? You up here? I don't know where the hell I'm at. You guys say hi to Steve. He's our guest host today. And we got Rampage playing in the background, if you guys can see that. I am in my studio apartment.
Go last.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. That's from another.
Yeah, guys.
Right? No.
Welcome back after a little bit of a layoff. It's been a minute.
How was everybody's holiday? Everybody had a good time?
My holiday was great.
Everybody knows you had a great time, Rob. The entire city of Atlanta knows you had a great time.
Yeah. I leveled up, so that was great.
You leveled up. What does that mean? Like
I'm level 40 now.
You're level. So do you have Sensodyne
Happy
toothpaste?
Birthday.
I forgot.
No, but
Sensodyne toothpaste.
No. Hang on. I'm about to set you up for all the jokes, dude. Like literally the week I turned 40, my lower back like spazzed up, and I've been like needing a fucking walker all weekend long. So I'm serious.
So you need maybe a Paul Walker incident you had?
Ooh, dude. Low blow.
Too soon? I don't know. Is that
dude? Ludacris would beat your ass for that one.
He's just a pussy with indica.
Ouch.
Okay. So first up on the docket,
Rob, did you
guys.
get that one? Rob got that one after the fact.
Cubby's over here laughing her ass off with that one. She thought that was good.
Sorry, Cubby. We were talking about Beetlejuice while you were going to the back.
There is an 11-year-old with an earshot.
I thought you told her to get out. I'm sorry.
Rob, it sounds like your parenting authority is not respected.
Hey,
respect Rob's authority.
Mm-hmm. So, the Pro Wrestling Insider Top 500 came out this past week.
It's Pro Wrestling Illustrated, ass face.
Great list.
It is. My bad.
Yes, it's Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
No, it's.
You're gonna piss off the marks.
Yeah. It's prematurely worked illegals. Get it right, Jesus.
Rob, we have like 3 marks, dude. Like no one cares.
This is the third mark we're gonna get marked out. Is what we're gonna get.
Yeah. So, what is Pro Wrestling Illustrated? Why should we care about that?
I honestly don't know, Rob.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated is the longest running.
Hello? Keep going.
My turn. Okay, so PWI is the longest running professional wrestling magazine. They've been around for at least 40 years. And they've been doing this PWI 500 list for well over 2 decades. Going over this year's list, do we want to do the top 10 or do we want to do the top 5?
Let's do the top 10, dude. I mean, it's we don't do all 500, but
let's do. Can we do the bottom?
Okay,
10?
sounds good. So
you would be a bottom.
No, I'm not going to do that. So coming in So coming in at number 10, the former ROH Pure and World Champion Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus.
Why the hell do they call him the Octopus?
Jonathan Gresham. Any
Doesn't he have the octopus submission?
Because he ties you. So he has those submissions where he just wraps you up and just.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there.
He's got long arms, long legs. Like
has anybody ever been submitted by an octopus? Has anybody ever tapped out to an octopus?
I'm sure some crustaceans have.
I'm sure someone has been.
Yeah, but there's no referee there calling the bell.
Dude, I saw Sharktopus one time. I saw a lot of people get eaten by the Sharktopus. Does that count?
I saw Sharknado 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I saw Sharknado.
What about Sharknado?
Okay, here's a question: is
Sharknado.
A kraken
good
just
movies.
an octopus on steroids?
Bad actors, good movies.
Is a kraken no
Maybe.
on growth hormone probably not steroids.
Yes, okay, getting back on track here. Coming in at number 9, Big E, former WWE champion, defeated Bobby Lashley for that
nice.
title.
Well, Rob, what? How do you get on the PWI list? How do you do that?
You write in to your local radio station.
So,
is it no? Is it not? Is it not 1985?
Tell me more, please.
Call
Tell me
him.
more.
Was it Mean Gene? It's like, if you want to hear more, call 1-888-55-WRESTLE. Something like that.
So most of PWI's protocol for how they determine who's going to be on their list: championships won, days held, matches won, TV time, things like that. So when we get to the top of the list, it'll make the most sense because, except for maybe one of those you're going to be like, but everything else is pretty good. Coming in at number 8, out of Mexico, CMLL or AAA, I'm not really sure. I don't really follow Azteca Wrestling very much, as I should.
Dude, Cain Velasquez is competing there, right?
Wrestling. Yeah. So coming in at number 8 is El Hijo del Vikingo. And I honestly do not know much about this wrestler. I will find out about him for our next show, so I don't feel like a piece of crap. But I'm just going to move on real quick.
Like that one didn't happen.
Coming in at number 7. The American Dragon,
what a workhorse.
Bryan Danielson.
What a dude.
Why is he a dragon? Why is he a dragon?
What a workhorse.
Why not?
Did he screw Kaisi? Like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, he's the least. I could see the goat.
I don't know.
Right? I could see the American goat because of the beard.
That would be that'd be a nice
and all that.
Yeah.
Right, he had the furry stuff on his ankles or whatever when he was in WWE. A lot of these names I just don't get it. Jonathan Gresham, he's the opposite of an octopus. He's the most stubby octopus ever.
He's a beefy octopus. He's stocky.
He's a beefy octopus.
That's a big boy. He's like
a beefy.
For a guy that's 5'4" and he weighs like almost 180 pounds.
Whoa.
He's 4'13". He's 4'13".
He's fantastic worker.
Well, then if he's so good, why is he still stuck in Ring of Honor?
Oh, fucking shots fired, bro! Ring of Honor is the shit.
I don't even know who's with Ring of Honor right now. He and Tony Khan had a big disagreement.
Well, they're never going to see eye to eye because Tony Khan's like 6 foot.
Oh my god!
Bang bang!
Damn, dude. People, this is not Gattaca. No one can. Well, I mean, I think there is like a heightening surgery, but that's that.
You just
hurts.
buy those little. You just start wearing heels, man. They wear those big boots. They can put stilts on and stuff.
Hang on, real quick. Before we move on,
the risers, the main Jericho
yeah,
go
exactly.
Or how they bill Danhausen. But here's a question: you brought up Cesaro. I'm sorry,
very
Claudio.
short, very evil.
So my girlfriend Kate, big question. What
you
the
don't
fuck?
have a fucking girlfriend.
And you do with that garage, or is that your girlfriend in the skeleton?
That's Steve. Okay, it's 2022. Get fucking woke.
So you're coming out right now.
He identifies. No, I've still got my skeletons in my closet. Thank you very much. He identifies as skinny fat.
Okay. But tell me, what the fuck is a European uppercut as opposed to any other type of uppercut? Because Claudio is known for them.
It's like after they hit you, they go and get a croissant.
Okay. And so is he gonna like jump up on the ring like Steve Austin? Instead of catching beers, he's gonna be like catching croissants and baguettes.
Yeah. I'm trying my best not to laugh, but every single time I say something and Rob looks more and more annoyed, it's hard for me not to smile.
Rob, are you accepting your role as the voice of reason of the three of us?
Rob is our Michael Cole.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am your
sorry,
Michael
guys.
Cole to your Byron Saxton and Corey Graves.
It's just Eye of Cyclops. It's got me lit.
We don't see. Oh dear Lord! All right, so moving on because this is only an hour show today. Coming in at number 6, we went from the American Dragon to the American Nightmare.
I see an American Nightmare
because his father was the American Dream.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, hang on. Like, I kind of don't know if, guys, I don't know if Cody Rhodes should be at number 6. Like, and not because.
Okay, no, he should. See, this is number 1 because he's.
Well, I mean, no, like as much of a workhorse he is, he still got hurt, and he still took off too much time between AEW and WWE. Like,
it's not about what happens to you; it's about what you do with it. Think about when Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck, and he got even more over because of that during that time. Cody Rhodes took a negative situation where he fucked up his chest, and he went and wrestled, and he became an icon, a legend.
I'm not denying any of that.
From then on out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this year has been the year of the Nightmare.
I do like what Justin's saying here. He did have the TNT Championship, so he held a title. He main evented.
That match was disappointing, and not because of that match, but the whole card was disappointing.
Dude, the card was disappointing. That match was amazing.
Time, this man
I just said that.
Not to give him his flowers.
There was only one Hell in a Cell match. One Hell in a Cell match. You have the whole pay-per-view titled Hell in a Cell. One match.
So you think they should just have all the matches?
Yes.
And I don't disagree with you there.
Yes.
All the or maybe they should just have one match on the pay-per-view, and that's it.
No, but put everybody in the cell.
Put everybody in the cell.
I feel like and this is something that I think we should talk about before Extreme Rules, is I feel like we have to be really careful with all these gimmick matches and these gimmick pay-per-views, because you now have Hell in a Cell, which started as it was a featured thing. Now it's its own pay-per-view. Money in the Bank was a featured match, gimmick match, and now it's its own pay-per-view. Extreme Rules, you might have a table match, you might have a chair match, but we'll get into that another time. But it's just like some of these pay-per-views that you get one Hell in a Cell match, like Ryan said. They should all be Hell in a Cell matches. They should all be gimmick matches. They should all and maybe that's something that we get into next trip. But going back to pearly white incisors, as Justin would like to call them. There's another PWI for you. Coming in at number 5, the Dominator, Bobby Lashley.
His muscles scare me.
Yeah, he just doesn't excite me like he used to.
Monster. WWE champion.
He's too good looking.
2-time United States champion.
I still can't get the awkwardness of him and the Lana kiss. Like, it's just, that haunts me. Great wrestler, though. But what I do love about Bobby Lashley,
nobody liked that.
He still does like the over the head like hold, and like, because that is like classic 1990s 80s wrestling that not everybody does anymore. Just like the whole thing, the blood's rushing to his brain, and yeah, when
not many guys are strong enough. Even not many guys are strong enough. Even if somebody's posting. Even if a wrestler is posting where he puts his hand on your chest and your back to hold himself in place, it's tough because you still got to do the work. You still got to hold.
Yeah, and dude, when you hold somebody up like that and all their blood goes to their head and there's nothing left in the body, and then when you hit the ground like that, it's like you just kind of ragdoll out, and then you got to wait for the blood to kind of recirculate through the body, and that's why that move is so devastating.
Sure.
I disagree.
Absolutely.
You disagree?
Any more thoughts on Lashley? Any more thoughts on Lashley, guys?
Fucking piss and fluid in your veins and shit like that, and that's what Bobby Lashley does. So I don't know,
dude.
if what the fuck I'm saying right now, look, I am legally obligated to disagree with you, Ryan, and it's hard when you make so much fucking sense. All right, so I need you to stop doing that, so we can get back into our roles here. All right, let's move
Justin,
on.
I feel like you took a sip of lighter fluid and you got like a little bit of a pop. I'm a little concerned.
I'm hot, man. I'm hot.
Mm-hmm. Is your toilet hot too?
What are we talking about?
What does your bathroom smell like? Because I'm pretty sure
Justin.
you didn't blow up your toilet.
I did that before.
Kerosene.
Kerosene. That's what they called me in high school.
That's a pretty sweet nickname, actually.
They didn't call me that in high school.
Segueing from Bobby Lashley, number 5, Bobby Lashley. Number 4, former AEW World Champion Cowboy.
He needs to be higher. That man has carried that company on his back.
Should be. Agreed. And this is where you're going to get pissed off. Coming
Fuck this guy.
Number 3.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pat McAfee.
No, you just want to fuck Pat McAfee.
You know, I bet Pat McAfee's on this list. I'm going to look.
He ought to be.
I bet he's on here. I'll bet you $100 he's on here.
No, CM Punk, like, look, I respect who he is, what he's done, but what he's done this past year is nothing compared to what Adam Page or Mox or Danielson or anybody else on this list. He showed up, he was given a fucking, golden ticket, and then he ruined it for everybody. So, honestly, kudos to AEW Creative for making the best out of a shit show situation.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
You rest your case. I'm still looking to see if Pat McAfee's on the PWI 500.
All right, well, Rob, you should pipe in because your boy Okada is number 2.
Yes, that's correct. The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, your IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, who recently lost his belt to
the Switchblade, dude.
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade is the Billy Bob Thornton movie.
Switchblade, God Almighty.
You said Sling
Blade. What
Blade.
Did I say Sling Blade?
Some cheese, mustard, and crackers.
Jay White, I apologized. I apologize to the leader of the Bullet Club and the Switchblade. I can't believe I said Switchblade. You guys have got me with all these daggum PWI acronyms and getting the shit wrong. And what is this?
Crush your head. Crush.
For those of you that are listening, Justin has some grill tongs.
Can you hear that?
Where are you getting?
Where do you get all? What is it? Where does he get all these toys?
Well, he has to have his whole life in a studio apartment. So he's got a skeleton, he's got a TV, there's a cot.
He's got one of those giant Weber grills in the corner too.
Hey, the randomness never stops, guys.
Across it, warmth. Oh, look at that!
This is
like
the
Connors or Sawyer's.
This is Sawyer's. This is Sawyer's. Mine's more expensive than sitting up there. You see it in the background?
Nice.
Oh, there you go. I see it.
Where the fuck we're at?
Finishing the PWI. We got Okada. Number 1, who else could it be but for the second year in a row, the head of the table, the tribal chief.
Yeah, I Roman.
Is there any doubt?
You know what? As much as I don't like Roman, he has, through injury and through without everything, he has still performed. And yeah, I respect that because when you shit hits the fan, show must go on.
This is the first year that I don't actually disagree with that. I mean, he's had a hell of a year. He's finally, he's hit his rock moment where everybody just fucking hated him and in the wrong way, for so long. And then all of a sudden he turned bad, and it's been great. Everything's been great. The bloodline's great. We had, what's his face? Another brother. Next thing you know, there's going to be 30 people. So his grandma's going to debut on WWE, and she's going to lay the smacketh downeth.
I'd like it.
Upon a dead Mae Young.
So here's a rumor I heard on the interwebs that The Rock was going to come back for WrestleMania and fight Roman. Any validity to that?
I'm here for it.
I don't see how they do it.
I hope so.
Really, with the exception, I guess, The Rock is like, hey, you got all the family there. I'm the leader of the family. And then, where do they go with that? They're going to give The Rock the title?
No,
you have The Rock lose at WrestleMania? Like,
no, it's better to do nothing at all, because the thing is, like, if you show up with The Rock up, like, okay, it's a gimme, he's gonna win because the celebrity never loses at WrestleMania. And then you're gonna tie up The Rock for another year with a title when he's off making $30 million a movie.
okay,
No.
here's the thing though.
Yeah.
The celebrity always wins at WrestleMania, but you know who also wins always? Who doesn't always win? The legend that comes back. Typically, the legend comes back to put somebody new over.
Yeah.
So that's the double entendre there. Like, it doesn't.
And how'd that work for
Ric Flair,
the Ric Flair?
Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker.
No, I'm having a brain fart right now. A brain fart.
No, I'm saying all those guys, they came back to put somebody over.
Who you looking for?
The Mask. John Cena fought him a couple years ago.
The Mask. Like Jim Carrey?
No,
Not
The
Rey
Fiend.
Mysterio.
Yeah, The Fiend.
Oh.
How'd that work for The Fiend?
Oh,
Bray
Wyatt.
Yeah, my bad. Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
listening, I'm sorry. If you're listening,
Fair.
awesome, because that's, there we go. But no, John Cena came back, put Bray Wyatt over, and how'd that work out for him?
Well, Vince McMahon
Where's he
doesn't
been?
really know what to do. Yeah, Vince McMahon just doesn't know what to do with Bray Wyatt. I think Bray Wyatt's going to come back and he's going to flourish under Triple H. That's a whole other conversation here. But I think that
Braun
Roman
Strowman came
Reigns,
back.
I mean, you have to have Roman Reigns beat The Rock, though. Right?
That is, you know what, in my opinion, don't even let it happen. Don't even address it. Don't do nothing with it. Don't have The Rock come back. It's the exact same reason why I hate, like, every time they make a new Terminator movie, they're like, oh, we got to have Arnold say, I'll be back, or we got to have Sarah Connor say something that's from the first two movies. No, and that's why James Cameron in my opinion, hates all the new Terminator movies, because everyone's trying to suck his dick. It's like James Cameron would like your movie if you made an awesome Terminator movie. You don't have to pay
people want to
homage
see the
to
greatest
anything
hits.
else.
People want
Right.
to see the greatest hits. That's why they come on this podcast to hear me say that's what they called me in high school. And that's the only reason that they come here.
People as in like what? Like your mom?
Huh?
Okay.
High school? What? No. What?
Moving on.
I didn't hear what you
Guys.
said.
Oh.
Fucking
Like your
internet
mom.
connection. Your mom.
So, that is the top 10
Mrs.
for the
Metz is a
PWI
saint.
500. I'd like to get into a few. I'd like to get into a few more of these that I think are of interest. That with CM Punk being number 3 and Adam Page not being number 3, that's kind of chicken shit to me. But here's one that John Moxley at number 12. Tell me why John Moxley's not in the top 10. He's held the AEW title.
He carried
twice.
that company through a pandemic.
With everything else. Carried that company through a pandemic. I mean, come on, dude. Then we got number 13. We got Matt Cardona at number 13, who has just gone all over the place. He's gone to NWA. He's gone to GCW. He's gone to all these little independent places, and he's just been collecting belts. And I know they're not world titles. I know it's not WWE. I know it's not AEW or Impact or Ring of Honor. But this guy bet on himself when he got released from WWE.
He started working
he's
out.
sitting there at number 13. And it's fine, but it's like, where are these little pieces? I'll give you another one. Josh Alexander, the Impact champion, at number 14. Hiroshi Tanahashi at 15. MJF, who hasn't been seen in 6 months, at number 16. Seth Rollins, 17.
Seth Rollins
Adam
should
Cole,
be higher.
18. Drew
I think,
McIntyre, 20.
Yeah, I mean, they
Seth
should all be
Rollins-
higher, but here's the thing. You can only have so many. It's like in the same thing with the Olympia. Like with bodybuilding, like any of these, the top 10 could be Mr. Olympia, but you have to place them in something. So it's like they're looking at it. And I think MJF, absolutely, if he was around,
Sure.
he would have been higher. Absolutely, top 5.
But I
First
think
call-out.
CM
But
Punk-
he hasn't been around
yeah.
for 6 months.
CM Punk and Mox should flip.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Holy shit, Justin, I agree.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris,
Oh, wait, no, that was you,
Chris
Ryan?
Jericho.
Shit, I
Yeah.
thought that
Chris
was wrong.
Jericho
You're
at
fucking
number-
wrong, bro. You don't know what you're talking about with your pit shark. I want to be flying Brian, Joey, Janetta.
These are pit vipers,
ass.
by the way.
Bro, you're 10-ply, bro. You're soft.
Yeah.
When it comes to my butthole,
10.
goddamn right.
Ooh, that's a pillow.
What do you use? Sandpaper?
That's a pillow on your booty.
Justin, I've got a question for you.
Oof.
In all seriousness, do you bleach your butthole?
Bleach? No. Absolutely not.
It sounds like
My
you do
girl-
something else though.
No, my girlfriend doesn't.
Okay.
I don't bleach it. Yeah. I can't reach back there, man. I'm not that
Mm.
mobile. I'm like 250.
So, but you use sandpaper instead of 10-ply.
For my butthole?
Yeah.
No, I use a 3 seashells.
Oh, deep reference. Good. Kudos to you on that one. But how do you use the 3 seashells? No one fucking knows.
You don't know how to use the 3 seashells? Hey, Rob. This guy doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Yes.
Rob, do you even know that reference, bro? Oh, shame. Damn. Justin, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Oh my God. Wesley Snipes.
Don't want to know.
Wesley
Don't want to know.
Snipes. Stallone.
Sandra Bullock. Rob Schneider.
Sandra Bullock. Rob Schneider. Demolition Man. Holy shit! I know kung fu.
Yep.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out. Like that was what 20 years ago? 30
That's like 30 years ago.
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, that's right.
The 3 good Lord, the 3 seashells. Oh, yeah.
And there's the name of our podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, that's too much. By the way, I'm still not finding Pat McAfee on the list. I'm kind of bummed. Dolph Ziggler at 285, and he won the NXT title this year.
Flying Brian was like 387 or something, wasn't he? He was like really low down there. Do we have 500 pro wrestlers on the circuit?
As
yeah, who is number 500? Number 500 is a guy named Dustin Wilson. That's how deep this list is. I don't know how the hell that is. Doink the Clown is not on this list. Evil Uno is at 481. Angelo Dawkins at 478.
Angelo Dawkins? Where's he acclaimed at? That's what I want to know.
Like a lot of these names. Okay.
Like a search bar with this.
But let's what would be let's just do a quick who would be our ladies top 10?
Oh, that'd be good. Oh, that'd be fun. They are coming out with the PWI list of, I think it's the PWI 50 list, or maybe it's 100. But in this list, there's actually several women's wrestlers in the list.
Well, that'd be sexist.
In case you guys were wondering about that. Trisha Dora at number 50. Let's see. That's the first women's name I've seen on the list so far. Trisha Dora.
Doesn't she sing the "I Can Hear You Breathe" or "I Can Feel You Breathe" song or whatever? That's Trisha Yearwood.
Okay. So who
Yearwood? Jordan Grace. I got Jordan Grace at 97. I got Masha. Now I think too a lot of the women that are on this list is because they wrestle men. I think because they do intergender matches, because I would think like Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey and all of them would be way up higher on the list, but they're not on here. So I think the PWI 500, this particular list, has women that work a lot of mixed gender matches, intergender matches, because you got Jordan Grace at 97. And I know Trisha Dora does a lot of those. Masha Slamovich, who is a beast. She's incredible to watch if she's with Impact. Let's see. She's at 110.
But who should be number one?
I haven't really seen anybody.
If we did a female
number one?
PWI top 10, who would be number one?
Hold on, wait. So there's no. It's only
for this year.
Dave Meltzer's sexist as shit. Somebody needs to cancel his ass.
Well, Dave Meltzer doesn't do this list.
Justin just wants to cancel.
This isn't his bag, baby. Justin just wants
Dave
to cancel
Meltzer. Doesn't do this list. What does he do?
He just acts tough on the internet.
He does wrestling. He does the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The WON, the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
But home, guys,
you are home.
This is too much. I thought this was Dave Meltzer shit.
So to answer your question,
so who does PWI?
So to answer your question for who should be number one in the women's, honestly, it's got to be either
I'd say Bianca
Belair, because or you know what? You know who I think should be number one? You know who I think should be number one? Mandy Rose. She's held the NXT title for almost a year. 337 uninterrupted days. Revitalized her career. She was drowning on the main roster. They sent her NXT. They gave her two young stars to work with, and they held all the belts. I think it should be her.
That's
okay.
I mean, Toni Storm, because like she sold parts on the internet. I think that's a big deal. I think Britt Baker.
Did she?
Britt Baker should be, I think, top 5.
I mean, Britt Baker for sure. Britt Baker probably top 5. I could see Mandy Rose, Becky, Bianca Belair, Britt Baker, maybe Britt Baker even at number 2, and then rounding out top 5, maybe Jordynne Grace, because I mean, Jordynne Grace is
well. That and like I want to point out, like Jordynne Grace, like I follow her on Instagram, and you know she has been posting a lot of like, hey, you know she's transformed her body into like a freaking beast, and kudos to her. It's inspiring to see her transformation. So
it's inspiring to see a transformation. You said awesome. Pervert.
Says the man who was about to lose his pants over
Toni Storm farts.
No,
look, man,
over Jade Cargill when we watched AEW a couple weeks ago.
Here's a question for you: where does Nyla Rose fall on that shit? Let's get canceled. Let's talk about it.
No, I'm not going to get canceled. I think Nyla Rose is a fantastic worker.
Absolutely
I can
agree.
See her being.
I absolutely agree. 30. I'm saying is that she's on there.
I can see her being in the top 30.
I don't know. It feels like Nyla has kind of taken a step back the past year, but she was. Is she?
She knows she doesn't fight men.
No, I mean, she has an immense power, and like I love that off the top turnbuckle leg drop. Yeah. Did she kind of fade a little bit when because Vicky Guerrero had to kind of take a step back to was a death in the family?
I don't know, but yeah, Vicky Guerrero has had a death in her family in the past for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's been a long time though.
Okay.
No, I thought it was something recent. That's why Vicky hasn't been around lately. And dude, bro.
Too soon? I'm sorry. I don't know.
Horrible. Horrible.
No, what? Did we never find out where Max Caster was?
The worst.
Listen,
I never found him. No.
Listen,
I think
I'm number 246, and that sucks dicks. I don't know. I feel like you should do a rap about it. We'll see. Pull it out. I don't know. So Roman Reigns should be 1. Where are the Usos at? Are they doing tag team people, or are they excluded because they're a tag team? How does that work?
I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't seen their name on the list yet, but I've I kind of stopped scrolling. Hook at 124. Dante Martin 127. Jey Uso 139. Jimmy Uso 147.
So they are on there.
So
when are we going to start the BTB?
They are
500. That's what I want to know.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Max Caster 171.
Okay. Should be higher than that, I think.
Nick and Matt Jackson 183.
They should be higher. Like they
Young Bucks
are easily the best, one of the best tag teams on the planet.
Yeah, but it sounds to me, based off of this alone, I mean, Jay is obviously they're the champ, so they should be Jay and Jimmy should be higher too. But it sounds like they're not factoring in their tag team efforts and only their singles efforts, right? Because Nick and Matt haven't been very, good and haven't had a whole lot of singles bangers. You know what I mean?
Right.
As well as the Usos. I mean, they typically, that's just a lead up to a tag match. It is curious though to see where they're at. I think Dante Martin, he had a pretty damn good year. I would say. I feel like he should be a little bit higher, especially considering, he hasn't had his tag team.
Who's better, Dante Martin or Ricochet?
Yeah,
Dante Martin all day. Ricochet's a douchebag.
Dante Martin.
He's a douchebag?
Oh. Yeah, he's a douchebag. I don't like him.
It sounds like there's a story there.
Yeah, it's a story there. I went to go see him at WrestleMania or whatever, and I was a huge fan of Prince Puma. And, they say don't meet your idols. He wasn't an idol. He was just the guy that I kind of liked. He was just a complete dick to me. you know, and not in a way that he had to, like, not in a dick of like, oh, I'm tired, like, you know, this and that, you know, I'm trying to this and that or whatever. Like, he was just making smart ass comments, and then, you know, I asked him if we could take a picture, and he like made a stupid face, and like, I don't know, just rubbed me the wrong way. Haven't liked him since. So there's a little, not that you fucking pro wrestlers care, but when you meet your fans,
be cool.
Fake it. Fake it.
On that note, at DragonCon, I met Austin Creed. He was a cool cat.
Yes, he is a very fucking cool guy. Extremely cool. I've had a chance to hang out with him several times. I think I may have told this on the story. I used to run competitions, specifically CrossFit competitions, and his then fiance, I don't know if they were married or this and that or whatever at the time, was doing my competitions. And
nice.
He would always stay. He would stay afterwards. He would help move and clean up. I mean, just shit he didn't need to do.
That's cool.
Guy.
That says a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he goes to DragonCon every year, and that's like his thing. Because also him and I have very close birthdays. And yeah, he was on top of the Marriott Pulse Bar, chilling with everyone, taking photos. I got a photo. I was goofy ass Ted Lasso, nice. My mustache like hanging off half my face. Yeah, it was great. He was a super cool cat. And I remember I actually met him, I think like 10 years prior at a party at a friend's house, and he was doing his Austin Creed in TNA with like the giant freaking afro. Always Apollo Creed from Rocky. So always legitimate cool cat. Awesome. Be on our podcast. Come join us.
Hey, would you guys rather have no toes or no thumbs?
Toes.
You wouldn't. No toes. How are you going to walk?
Get a special shoe.
You think so? But that's like where all your balance comes from.
Yeah, but how am I going to drink this can of sparkling water without a thumb? Just.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I think here's the thing. I agree with you, and I was really hoping that you would pick the other one so we'd have something to argue about. You fucking blew my spot.
Oh, well, then okay, here we go. I'll take no thumbs. Spots, I'll go with mittens that are little flappers like the penguin.
The penguin? Like fucking Danny DeVito? Like,
yeah.
What kind of penguin are we talking about? Okay.
Yeah, the penguin. Danny DeVito's the penguin.
I would do that just so I could stand behind somebody and slap them in the back of the head like they do. You know what I mean? Like the penguins. You seen the videos of them slapping the back of the head? Speaking of blowing spots, let's talk about punk ass for a second here.
He's going in your room.
Just for a second, in that media scrum where he tried to use the media guy, whatever his name was, as a stepping point to talk shit about good old Scotty Coleman that everybody loves.
I mean, hey, like we all know wrestling. It's you got to be nice to. Well, you got to be cool with everybody because one day you're going to be in the ring, and one day you're going to need them to do something for you, and vice versa. So why got to be a dick?
Is he being a dick though? Is he being a dick? Like, is this like? Because I don't know. Like we talked about this last podcast. We could talk about this every podcast. We are in the era of the new kayfabe. We don't know what's a work, what's a not. Like they're using these things. Gosh, I don't know. It's just it's the new kayfabe because they're using these so-called pulling back the curtain times, like a media scrum, where they talk about these things, and they're using that to promote themselves. And you know, I honestly still don't know. Obviously, they've gone a little bit overboard with it. Maybe this is a shoot. But in the idea of wrestling, especially back in the 70s, and Punk being such a student of the game and loving the old school way, who's to say that they wouldn't take these ridiculous steps just so people would believe that it's a work or that it's a shoot? That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, think about back in the day. Like you had the dude that punched the guy because he called wrestling fake on news. And he went to jail for it. Like, I mean,
wasn't that Vader?
No, it wasn't Vader. I can't remember the name of it. It's not Dr. Death. Was it Dr. Death? I can't remember his name. Anyways, they did a Dark Side of the Ring on it.
Maybe.
But I mean, the shit like that happen all the time.
Yeah.
Vader did knock somebody out.
Yeah, he smacked some guy for calling it fake.
Right. Like that's not the part I was talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. But you're right. Vader did do that. It wasn't as highly publicized because it was overseas. I think.
It was like a Middle Eastern guy.
Yeah, there's a comedian. There's a comedian. His name's Richard Belzer, I do believe, and I think he either had a show or he was hosting SNL or one of these things. And Hulk Hogan came and put him in a rear naked choke, and he passed out. And like, because he was just ragging on wrestling, and Hogan was like, "Oh, brother, old," and like that, he just gave him a quick sleeper hole. Dude hit the ground, and then he popped back up, didn't know where the hell he was, and he was like, "More on this later." And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then like they kept the camera rolling, and he's like screaming at Hulk Hogan for choking him out on TV. And Hogan's
so
like,
here's the thing. So
bro, like,
they did all this,
but
MJF was talking about like, oh no, he's really doing this, he's really doing that. They wouldn't have sent the voicemail online. I mean, I just don't think, is it a work shoot, whatever, like maybe, but I just don't see them giving him that much clout and doing all this and then bringing him back in such a volatile situation. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that's the reason. Here's the only thing that makes me think that perhaps this is not a shoot. Just because if it is a work, it makes me think this is a shoot. If it was a work, they booked it so poorly because they took all of the heat off of MJF coming back. That was supposed to be his night, right? Coming back, and nobody even talked about it after that press conference.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is a work, I feel like it's a work on Punk's part to pull the heat away from MJF because maybe they have something going on. And then MJF didn't really talk about it. Like,
also they pulled all those guys off the intro to Dynamite.
They did, but that's easy, right? Like that's something that to me that sounds like something they would do to make people like us talk.
They did that. They did that with MJF too. They did that with MJF.
But on that note, why is Aleister Black still on there? Did he leave AEW?
Yeah,
or Malachi Black. My bad.
He accepted his release. Yeah, he's gone.
But he's on the intro package.
Well, I mean, they didn't have to. Yeah. I'm sure he won't be in the next couple of weeks. He's probably still under contract technically until a certain amount of time, maybe on a no compete, and he's still popular, so Tony probably doesn't want to pop it off or whatever. But like I said, taking that off, that's not a big deal. Saying they're suspended, I mean, they suspend guys all the time so they can go on vacation. That's not that big of an issue. No one seemed to have gotten charged, which if somebody got fucking bit and threw a chair, people should have went to jail. That's what I'm saying. The only thing, like I said, I go back to the only thing that makes me think that it could still be a work is the fact that that it could actually be a shoot is the fact that they completely pulled probably the biggest comeback to wrestling since CM Punk
was MJF.
Yeah. And they should have used that time to focus on that. They could have done this shit afterwards. If anything, I think it's CM Punk going into business for himself because of Scotty Coleman. Obviously, he tried to push that spot where he's like, oh, Scott Coleman, I don't know why I have to come up here and talk about this. You don't. Nobody fucking said you had to. Nobody mentioned his name. You could have just shut up. Nobody even knew what you were talking about for the first couple minutes until you started actually saying his name and bringing all this up. Like, if you really hate the guy and you really don't want to give him clout and you don't want to have anything to do with him, why
don't acknowledge him?
Like,
don't even acknowledge
11?
him. Yeah.
Are you 11?
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I think that Punk, there's two things that happens. Either he's the biggest fucking asshole in the world, and that's why he left WWE and he shouldn't be wrestling anymore because he's impossible to work with, or he's the greatest in the world and he has literally orchestrated all this because he wanted to become a heel. And just like Jericho said, people can't like you if you're a heel or it doesn't get over. He wants to be a true heel, and he's put this much effort into making people that after he came back, how the hell is he going to be a heel? Anything he does, he's going to get cheered for. He's literally the most over wrestler in the last 20 years, easily, right? So what's the only way that you can truly turn heel if that's what he wants to do, if that's what he agreed to do to get people over? He has to do something ridiculous to legitimately make people actually hate him as a person, not just a wrestler. And there's plenty of the wrestlers from the 70s and the 80s that did just that and lived the lifestyle. And that is the era that he grew up loving. So I don't know. I know that if he's doing that, it's working because I fucking hate the guy. I think he's a douchebag.
He's still a bum in my book.
Yeah.
Bum.
A bum. I do love going. I want to go back to May 21st.
All right, we get in the time machine. Hold
this
on.
year.
It's the better than Broadway time machine. All right, we're back in May. God, it's hot. Isn't it, guys? Summer's ahead of us. I'm going to go out to the pool after this.
So back on May 21st, CM Punk tweeted, doesn't matter if your opinion of your coworker is positive or negative. Stand with them because they'll do the same thing to you and you'll wish someone helped. Trust me, you're expendable.
And Rusev retweeted that shit.
Getting out of the time machine, coming back to September 17th. Go ahead and hit the button, sir.
Hang on, wait. I think I've got a sound effect for that. Hang on. Just do it again. Oh, that's not it. Okay. Let's try another transition.
Was that
there we go.
Bomb?
Okay.
Fuck. Are we
do it again. Do it faster. Do it faster.
No. There you
go. What is that?
That was good.
So we are. What is that? May was the 5th. So we're 4 months.
That didn't age well, did it?
From CM Punk saying what he said in May,
like fucking rotted fruit.
How do we? I mean, how do we? I mean, we don't know if it's a work. We don't know if it's a shoot. Clearly, but at the same time, it's like the man said that whether it's a work shoot or not, whether it's new kayfabe, but we always talk about. Bottom line is this guy went out and just buried a bunch of people on national television and on a YouTube stream, and that's not going to sit well with a lot of people. You took the spotlight off of MJF because in his return, for what? For what? Now he's suspended. Now he's injured. He's lost the belt. I mean, they all got stripped of their titles, which I can understand them doing that just to keep appearances. But he
tore his pec, right?
Look at it this way. What exactly are they trying
fuck
to
with the devil.
do? That's gorgeous.
You don't do it.
That's
you don't
gorgeous.
Fuck with the devil.
It's amazing. It's amazing how many props you have.
I'm not even trying. I'm not even
so
trying.
impressed.
Literally
with
just shit that's in my garage. It's literally, I didn't set this up.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
Premeditate anything. Like it's literally just sitting in my garage.
Unbelievable. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to really give this a whole lot more time because, I mean, it's going to resolve itself eventually, and there's too much wrestling going on in the world for us to deal with. But, at the end of the day, they want us to watch. They want us to be interested.
Yeah, it keeps us looking.
We're interested. We're obviously
gives us something to podcast about. That's for damn sure.
Slipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Last big piece of news this week, Logan Paul was on SmackDown last night, and he called out the big dog, the head of the table, Mr. Roman Reigns. They're having a press conference in Las Vegas at 3:30 today. Obviously, we're 1:00 on a Saturday in the East Coast, so we're not quite there yet. That's something maybe we'll talk about next week. But the crux of it all is that Logan Paul has called out Roman Reigns for a match November 5th. In Jeddah for Crown Jewel.
Well, Roman Reigns was recently on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, right? I didn't watch it, but I saw it. I meant to watch it, but I haven't had the time. I've been building my haunted house, so I don't know if something happened there, and if they set that up. Obviously that was a not in canon podcast. Typically, it's not. So, but this whole work shoot shit world that we're living in, the new kayfabe. So I don't know. I mean, I guess Logan Paul's a huge name for him to fight that. I mean, does he deserve a title shot?
No.
I mean, no. He's had 2 matches. He lost one. He won the other.
Let me ask you this. How many times does titles change at Crown Jewel?
God, I don't.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Look, it's a good event, but I don't believe WWE is going to let major titles change hands overseas. That's not for the American market.
I don't know. Saudi money, man.
Now, here's the thing.
I get that.
How many pro wrestling matches? Has Logan Paul had?
Jake Paul and who else? The Miz and who else?
WrestleMania with The Miz.
The tag.
WrestleMania with The Miz against the Mysterios. Tag match. And then one-on-one against The Miz at what? SummerSlam? Was that it? SummerSlam, right? Yeah. So here's the killer. Here's the thing. You're going to tell me that you're going to take a guy who's had 2 wrestling matches in his entire career, and you're going to put him in the main event for Crown Jewel and you're gonna with the WWE Universal Heavyweight title on the line, and this is not going to be a 30-second match.
I hope it's a 30-second match.
Smashes the shit out of it. If you're gonna put, and I'm not trying to come down on Logan Paul. I think he's a very interesting guy. He's done things in the boxing world. He's done things with NFTs. He has made a tremendous name for himself. But if you're gonna take this opportunity away from somebody like a Karrion Kross or a Drew McIntyre or a Lashley, I mean, honest to God, I do not want to see Bill Goldberg wrestle Roman Reigns again. I don't. I loved watching Goldberg when I was a kid.
Back and beat Brock Lesnar,
I don't need to see it anymore.
Because it was like my youth was beating it. Here's the thing, though. I agree with
sure.
you.
It's like,
with you.
whoa.
I'll let you finish your statement. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But if this match goes longer than like 4 minutes, that's a slap in the face to every worker in the WWE, really in the industry, because like you're taking a guy who is an internet star. And he's had 2 matches. Now, okay, you can go against The Miz and you can have a good story against The Miz. Great. But The Miz, as great as he is, Roman Reigns is like a couple steps ahead of him on the staircase of the industry, because he's just on that level. I mean, this is a guy that held the title for 2 years. He's held the title for 2 years. And yes, it's a story. Yes, it's predetermined, all this other stuff. But the fact of the matter is, you don't stay on top because the fans don't like you. You stay on top because you're good and the fans like you. If they boo you or if they cheer you, you're getting over with the crowd. You're making money. They're going to do this. The minute that the crowd starts to wane on you a little bit, what happens? The title goes to somebody else. People love this guy. He's been the best heel in the last 7 or 8 years.
What number was The Miz on PWI?
What
number was The Miz on PWI?
What number?
So Logan Paul even on it?
I did not see his name on the list. That doesn't mean it wasn't there.
Come on, you know what I mean? Like, so here's the thing: is you've got a huge social media presence. You can't fault Logan Paul for taking the opportunity, because that's what it is.
Of course not.
Does it sound like something Vince McMahon would do as opposed to what Triple H would do? Yeah, it does. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm okay with it. I know. Here's the thing, though. Well, you got to admit, he's pretty damn good for somebody who's only had 2 matches. The guy can take a pump. He's super athletic. Like, honestly, he could be a great pro wrestler if he turned that into his life. I fully believe that. He's big. He's got the physique. He has the aura about him. Here's the thing, though. I'm okay with him doing this because it's at Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel seems to be this alternate reality that just doesn't make sense to the rest of fucking WWE.
That's what I said.
And because of that, what they're doing is they're taking what's the biggest names that I can to make the Iron Sheik's brother that runs the fucking country, I'm sorry, that was probably racist, happy, so that they can get the $1 billion contract or whatever. They have to have these things. I really feel like it's the Prince of Persia or whatever, the guy that's freaking booking this thing. It's not Triple H.
He is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
I'm thinking about the video game.
Saudi Arabia. It's not Iran, not Persia.
You're a terrible person, Justin.
It's not Iran. It's Saudi Arabia. It's the Crown Prince.
It's a Naga.
Saudi Arabia.
Naga. Not going to work here anymore.
Please don't do this. We're fired. We're going to get canceled. We're still.
It's okay because I'm. It's all. I'm
going to say this.
I'm in character.
If you want,
I can be a racist piece.
If you want something big, please don't. If you want to be something big, if you want a big name, why not Tyson Fury? They had that moment. Last month where Theory's running down the ring and he cold cocks him right in the face.
Because that's a WrestleMania moment.
Tyson Fury, if you want to do something like
that's not a Crown Jewel moment.
I suppose
you don't know Logan Paul's demographics and freaking over in overseas. Like he may be huge over there. That might be why.
Let me ask you this. Would you give
nothing.
Mysterio, who's been in the industry for a year, a title opportunity?
I wouldn't give Dominic Mysterio a bucket of pee if he was on fire.
That's horrible.
What was the question again?
Yes or no? Would you give Dominic Mysterio a title match against Roman Reigns in any pay-per-view right now.
I would give him like maybe an intercontinental shot. Or
how many followers?
Hey boy,
check out a sweet sword, bro.
Hey boy,
that's cool.
How many followers on social media does Dominic Mysterio have?
I get that. I get it. Right. I get it. But I'm saying based on the amount of ring time they've had and things like that, this is I know this is a money grab. I know that everybody's going to get paid. I know everybody's going to get rich off this match. That's kind of the friggin' point. But it's just this match doesn't need to be more than 3 minutes. It really doesn't. Roman needs to go in there and smack Roman, and Roman gets pissed off and just lays his ass out. I mean, yeah, he's been in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. That's fantastic. But, he's 6'4". It's like he said on SmackDown. He's 6'4", and, Mayweather's 5'6", and he's punching up at this guy, and it's hard to box with God. It doesn't matter if you're Ryan, you're in martial arts. If you had to be in a matchup with a guy who's 6 foot,
I fight those guys all the time. Actually, 7. Everyone in my class is now taller than me.
Yeah, like how much harder is it for you? How much harder is it for you to work with a guy who's this much taller?
Oh, it changes the game completely. Like you've got to change your strategy and everything.
Yeah. Exactly. But usually, all you got to do, European uppercut. Man.
I'm gonna try that on Tuesday. But no, like when I fight guys, when I spar, like I'm gonna do a leaping European uppercut. The leaping, it's like a dive, like it's like a straight uppercut. And then as I hit, I got to twist to get that torque, and that's where and then I'm gonna catch as I hit him. Then my hand's gonna open up, and there's gonna be a baguette thrown into my hand. I'm gonna catch it, and I'm right before after I'm gonna.
Eyes, throat, balls. That's what I do.
Like that. What did you say earlier, Justin? Did you say croissant or did you say
croissant?
Baguette? A croissant.
So, a baguette is a mid-European uppercut. Would be a baguette.
Okay, maybe a French uppercut.
Oh my God.
Yeah, French uppercut. No, that's where you use your tongue.
Oh my. But no, like when you fight tall people versus, people relative to your same height, everything changes. People close to my same height, I'm a little more aggressive. Tall people, you got to let them kind of come to you. So Floyd Mayweather fighting, one of the Pauls, whichever one, either interchangeable. I don't know. Like I can't keep them straight. That's
racist.
No, it's not. It's really not.
I'm pretty sure it's racist.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's racist.
Okay, well, your beard's racist.
I've got all colors in my beard, brother. I got the gingers, I got the whites, I got the browns, I got the interracial.
Is that from overuse of Just for Men?
I got the curly hairs, I got the straight hairs. Like,
are you adding touch of gray and touch of brown and ginger?
I just use spray paint. Sometimes it's paint. Yeah.
Boys, do we have anything else to discuss today before we roll out?
Is there anything else we want to add there?
Hey, as always, like us on we're on Apple Podcasts. Like us, comment, share, tell us what you want. We want to grow, and let's keep onward. Offense.
Send in your questions. We'd love to read. We'd love to do a Q&A show. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
At 445 Better Than Broadway, New Mexico, 38496.
You can literally just find us on Instagram and message us. Like I run the accounts. I'll get the questions.
Better Than Broadway on Instagram. That's probably the move.
All right. Well, if that's it, guys.
All right, guys. Take care. See you.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Happy wrestling.
As always, happy wrestling.
Primary wrestling idiots.
Influencers? Okay.
Pregnant women, idiots?
No, they're not. They can do what they want with their own bodies.
Even the kid thought that was bad.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy wrestling, everybody.
Rob, stay on.